Hi YouTube, my name is Calvert and today we're going to be taking apart the new Wave Small Rice MP7. I actually did a review of this particular gas coolback replica a few days ago, and I've noticed a few things that needs improvement. One is the hop. The hop of this particular gun kind of sucks. It's not that good, as you can see on the accuracy testing that I did. I also noticed that the hop tends to turn itself off because of the recoil. So we're going to be taking it apart, and I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm also going to show people how you actually do the trigger mod to actually fix the terrible semi-auto problem, the mushy semi-auto of this gun. I've fixed mine. So as you can see, it just drops right away. Your stock gun might not be the same because I'm pretty much guaranteeing that it's going to be terrible. So we're going to be taking a look at that as well. Alright, so before I actually begin, you want to make sure that the gun's clear and doesn't have a BB chambered. It's kind of unnecessary step for some, but for a lot of you probably want to transition to actually real guns, and this is probably the most basic step when you're servicing any gun, real or otherwise. So make sure. Alright, so the MP7 or the new Wave Small Rice actually is disassembled much like a KWA MP7. So you pop out the pins. These actually take a bit of force to do. It's also a good idea to put a cloth wherever you're working, so at least when stuff doesn't roll around, believe me, you are going to think for it when something actually pops up. What's nice about this WEMP7 is when you take it apart, there's not a lot of screw or spring that will jump out and surprise you. So we also need this. This is the small hex screw that comes with the gun. You will be using it to disassemble the entire gun. So once we pop out the pins, we take out the entire stock, bolt carrier, and everything else. So right now you might want to take that tiny hex screw and take out that screw, this screw here. You have another one on this side, which is the bolt catch. So we'll take that out. Remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. I'll just fast forward to when we actually take that out. Okay, so we actually took out the selector switch and the bolt release, and I kind of changed the angles of the camera so you can see it better. So next thing that you need to remove is the trigger bar. The bar that basically keeps the trigger intact. But before we do that, you're gonna take the front end off the gun. It's pretty easy to take off. It's actually designed to take off. You just pull on the lower part and keep your finger on here. So basically creates a lever and take that off. You don't have to do that when you actually completely take this gun apart. But I found it makes the gun easier to pull out when you need to. So there's the trigger bar, and you just need to pop that out. There's not a lot of resistance there. You can use the small hex key to take it out. Well, there's actually a lot of resistance there. So we're just gonna hammer it out. Sorry, I don't have the right size pin punch to take that out. So I'm improvising. So that pops out. There's a knurled end. You want to pop out the bar where the knurled end is, or else it's not gonna come out easily. So Oh, again, I actually saw this in one of the YouTube videos. Once you take out the knurled ends, you keep them inside so you don't lose it while you're actually working. Keep them inside of the selector switch. So that now that's out, there's nothing else keeping. Let's take out the trigger. The trigger's plastic, so there's nothing else that's actually keeping the MP7 or the guts of the MP7 inside. So you just push on the front end. Sometimes it takes a bit of force to actually pull it out. So you want to be gentle when you pull it out for the first time. You also want to be slowly take it out because you don't want pins and other stuff flying around. But I found that the MP7, at least the WE one doesn't have a lot of pins that'll fly out, unlike the KSC KWA thing. So that's why I kind of like it. So slowly press. So this is one of the pins that will fly out. So this is on the right side. So you want to hold on to that. Keep pulling. There you go. That is the guts. Let's take the plastic shell, take it somewhere else. This is basically the guts of your MP7. So as you can see, has a one metal chassis. So that's one of the reasons why it's so heavy, is that the cage for the guts of the gun is made out of pot metal. You know, zinc, pot metal, and all that stuff actually makes it extremely heavy. So, so this is your barrel. This is your hop unit, which we'll take out. This is where your hop is. This is where the hop is. So basically, this pushes towards the hop up. It turns off and turns on. We're going to be replacing the hop with this. It's maple leaf, because I found that the hop actually curves to the left and to the right when you actually use it. So there you go. A piece actually fell down, but that's not really difficult to put back in. This is for the this is actually for the bolt release, bolt stop. Oops, put it the wrong way. Let me figure out how it goes in. There we go. So there you go. There's a little spring that goes in there that you will have to put in. Put it in there. The spring actually provides a bit of tension on the bolt stop, so it doesn't actually prematurely engage. So you don't want that. So it actually keeps everything in. Keeps the bolt. There's a little thing there. Okay, so let's take it out. Let's take that out, and so it doesn't. So the way you disassemble the hammer is you basically take this out. This is for the sear. So this is basically your. I think this is your selector. So we're gonna take out the hammer. The way you do that is you take this out first, obviously, because that's a spring. And then this actually comes out. There's another spring in here, so you gotta be careful. So something just popped out, so we're gonna come back once it's actually in my shirt and don't want to start moving until I actually find it, because it's really small. So let's go back after the break. Alright, so we're back. I found it. So that's the reason why you want to be working at surface or surfaces, and you got to be careful when you take that out, because that's under spring pressure. So before you can take out that hammer, I don't know if you can see it, before you can take that out, move the light so you can see, before you can take this out, you actually have to relieve the pressure and drop the hammer. And the way you do that is you push on this. This is basically the sear. So you push on that and it'll drop the hammer. Now the hammer is dropped. Taking it out is pretty easy. Take another pin, push it out. So once you push that out, the sear is actually under spring pressure. Let's see if the camera can focus. The spring is under, the sear is under spring pressure, and when you take out the hammer, that kind of just hangs down there. It's weird. So now you can take out the hammer. Let's see if it manages to pop out. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to show you the reprofiling that I did. I hope the camera can focus. Or actually, let me take the camera so you can see it. Okay, so this is the hammer. You can see marks on it where I actually file it down. When you first get it, there's a lot of material here on top. I don't know if you can see it here on the top, which basically makes it hard for the sear to, well, the semi-auto sear to overcome that, and that's basically what you're feeling when you actually feel the mushiness in your trigger. So what you have to do is reduce the amount of material there, just a bit. You don't want to go overboard, because then again, if you take too much material off, your gun will no longer fire in semi-auto, basically a full auto gun. Or you can basically just order the Z Parts steel trigger kit, which fixes all the problems. But why order it when you can actually do it yourself? So I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully this helps you when you start disassembling or shaving off millimeters off of the trigger. You want to file off just a bit, not a lot, just go slow. And if you need to reassemble everything, put it back, try the trigger. If it still feels a bit mushy to you, then disassemble and go back. It's easy, it's hard, it's really difficult to put in new material, so you might want to actually go slow. Okay, so before you can actually put in the hammer, when you take it out, the sear, the semi-auto sear, will actually come out from the spring that actually holds it. You might be wondering how it actually goes in. Well, it's pretty simple. The hook should be at the back of the sear. This thing should be here. There's a little cutout in the sear, so you won't actually get confused how it actually goes in. So basically the hook of the spring needs to go to that little cutout, and it's pretty simple to do. It's not that difficult. So the actual challenge is you basically need to keep this sear retracted to be able to actually put the hammer in. And the easiest way I've actually found to have to be able to hold that is if you use this rod. You put that in there, you hold it, and you put it back. I suggest that you actually take out the little detent so it doesn't jump off when you put it in. So it doesn't jump off when you put it in. You can put that back in together later on. So that's actually one of the things that you need to keep focused on when you actually start taking guns apart. I'm sorry if my hand is blocking your view. It's actually kind of difficult to actually do this. Well, try and keep everything in focus there. So you need to keep that in there. So I don't know, just hold it in. If you release your hand, it's actually going to keep in there. So what you need to do now is you need to put the hammer. Oops. The hammer. This actually goes in there. The hammer. You actually have to put it back in position to where it needs to go. So this is actually a part where having a pin and punch, a punch will actually help you in doing that, because sorry about that focus, the camera is doing weird things. I'm gonna refocus and see if I can show you a better view. Okay, so let's see if we can do this with you in a way that you can actually see what I'm doing. So what we're trying to do is we're basically trying to put the hammer back in the gun. This is where this thing will actually help you. It takes a bit of luck. And so basically you just have to line it, put the pin back in, turn the entire thing over, and just eyeball it and fly. Eyeball it while you try to put it in. There you go. Now the hammer's back in. So like I told you, it's not that difficult to do. This takes a bit of coaxing, and there you go. Okay, so there's like I said earlier, there's like 2 screws on the bottom of the gun, or the chassis, or the exoskeleton, whatever you want to call it, that actually has to go. And after that, you can actually take out the entire hop assembly. This is a piece unit. You basically just lift it up. There's a pin here that you might think that's actually needed to be taken apart. Nope, you don't need to take that apart. I actually did, and I put it back because it's not needed. Learn from my mistakes, kids. So basically what you do is it's a 2-part unit, so just move it a bit, then you pry it open with the screwdriver, flathead screwdriver. Mine actually comes apart easily because I've done it earlier and basically just demoing it for you guys. But if this is the first time you're actually taking yours apart, it's gonna take a while. Just apply a bit of force. So hop up works by this. There's a screw here. It's a little knob that you actually activate. So as you screw it in, this actually moves forward, which moves the hop up arm here. I don't know, the camera is focusing, so moves the hop up arm on the hop up. So basically that's how you get. So taking the hop apart, this is the barrel. It's a pretty short barrel. One thing that's weird is that the tab here is reversed. So usually when you have VSR hop-ups, the placement tab is here on the back, the breech end basically. So if you want to put a replacement hop-up, you'll have to cut up the placement tab on your replacement hop-up. So we've actually done that on this one. This is a maple leaf hop, like I said earlier. So one way to actually make sure it aligns is there's another alignment tab here in the bottom of the hop-up. I don't know if you can see that, which goes here. So it's not that terrible if you think about it. So let's put it there. Just make sure it aligns properly. So there you go. So replacing that back in here. Okay, so it's going to be a bit difficult just to make sure that the hop is aligned because there's no hop up tab at all when you're using an aftermarket unit. So just putting hop up is kind of tricky, but just push back in. It's just hard. It's a bit hard because you're trying. I don't want to force anything because this is basically pot metal, and I don't want to ruin my hop up unit basically. Just make sure it's all nice and aligned in there. So I don't want to ruin my hop up assembly basically. So I'm just trying to be as gentle as I can be. There you go. So the hop up is now, the new hop up is now in, and I'm just gonna close it up and show you how to put the gun back together. Now we're gonna put everything together. So what we're gonna do is take this. We have to keep the detent in, so you have to be careful that it doesn't fly out, because holy shit, it's you don't want that thing flying out. So yeah, oops, almost did there for a minute. Okay, so press in. All right, there we go. So now that that's in, I have to put in this, this little spring back. It keeps the selector in. So this is how you put it in. So this is, there's, if you can see, there's like a little L shape there that goes on the bottom. The flat, the relatively, the other piece goes on the top. So let's keep that in there for a minute. So while you're fiddling around, pretty sure that your this particular piece, this is the one for the bolt lock. There's a little spring there. Keep that in there, and just put that little piece. There you go. So good. Here's a little tip: when you actually put this thing in the gun, make sure this thing isn't jamming on the side. It's a bit, make sure this thing isn't jamming on the side. It's a bit deformed now, as you can see, because actually was an idiot and jammed it in there really bad. So kind of fixed it ish. Still working now. So we're gonna get the plastic shell and put everything back. It's pretty convenient. Like I said again, just holding on here just to be safe. It's not gonna pop off or anything. So it's really not that difficult to actually put in. So sit that in there. Okay. So now all that's left is basically putting in everything, like the selector switch, fire control group. I'm gonna be doing that, and we'll be testing the functions of the gun in a little bit. So we put everything together. Basically what you want to do now, once you put everything together, is function check. So let's cock the gun. So on safe, does not fire. On semi, fires. So cock the gun, release, let go. Semi is fine. What I want to do is check if full auto is working. There is no reason for full auto not to be working, but you want to function check that just the same. So pull the trigger. Well, let's check that. Pull the trigger. Hammer drops. Charging handle. You should hear another hammer drop while you're pulling the trigger. That's how full auto works. There's another one. There you go. So this gun is functionally working. Just completely putting it together. Not gonna fire it now because it's late. People are sleeping. I don't want to piss them off. So that's basically how you strip down new Wave Small Rice MP7 and put in a new hop. Fix the semi-auto mushiness. All right. So that has been Caliber 20. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment down below if you want to know anything more about it. We're going to be taking this out this weekend. We're going to see what kind of performance we're going to see with the hop upgrade. Hopefully it fixes the annoyingly bad hop, extends the range a few more feet or yards if you're Americans. So thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.